we got Tommy G inside Denver's homeless crisis. This should be very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see.
Put this on documentary.
This should be real.
Is it true you can touch fentanyl and die?
I'm attacked there by a guy who said things that I can't repeat. Violent, what he was going to do to me.
They're skipping the harm reduction part of it and just kind of just hooking everybody up with goodie bags.
Like the hotels really are the biggest ones, and all the funding that are going towards them. I'm just doing stuff on taxpayer dime, like taking trips and going to like NFL scouting things.
He's pretending to stab someone.
What does this trapper, this sketchy hotel, this mayor, this mom, this addict, and this grandma who has to carry weapons to defend herself all have in common? Well, as you know, we humans are quite interconnected and nothing ever really happens in a vacuum. All of these people hail from Denver and play a role in a city that, as of late, has been heavily impacted by homelessness, drugs, and controversial political policies.
Denver city officials say the homeless crisis is one of their top priorities, despite criticism from homeless activists.
And here in the Denver metro area are now seeing 100,000 quantity seizures are sadly becoming the norm.
The city of Denver appears ready to admit that its $100 million homeless hotel shelter program is not the best plan.
Tomorrow, the group House Keys Action Network Denver will hold a rally outside the city and county building, calling on Mayor Johnston to keep promises they say he has broken on his homeless policies.
Preliminary numbers for Denver's overdose deaths are in. 522 people died from an overdose last year.
Damn.
But let's dive a little deeper, because underneath this, there are human traits that we have battled with since the beginning of time. The desire to survive by any means necessary, the battle with greed and power, the struggle of trauma and addiction, the power of doing what's right even when it's difficult or scary, and the hope to make your community a better place. You see, what's happening in Denver is happening all around the country. Portland, Seattle, San Francisco. And so what we learn here can be applied to other cities as well. And some questions we hope to get to the bottom of today are, do those who create the policies that promote widespread homelessness reside in the communities affected by their decisions? Is the Denver mayor and his friends benefiting financially from the homeless crisis? Why is someone getting death threats for speaking out and trying to expose some of this information? And of course, what are the economics of a trap house? Let's get boots on the ground and discover this for ourselves.
I'm not gonna lie, bruh. The sad part about it, bro, is people actually benefit from people being homeless. Like, it's actually a sad thing. Like, people actually benefit from it. Bro, I remember we had went to like LA, and bro, it was the saddest thing, and it was like so disgusting because like I didn't even want to go back there anymore because I don't even want to live. I used to want to always live in LA. That used to be like my dream home. I don't even want to live there anymore, bro, because it's like it's so nasty there. Like, I was expecting to go to New York and it'd be way more nastier, and New York is way cleaner than New York, and I don't even understand how that's even possible. Like, people were making literally like trash out of like, people were making like homes with freaking like trash, like pieces of like just cardboard and stuff, bro. It was like really sad, bro. Like everywhere, like you go like under a highway, like under a brick, like bro, it was just like mad homes, bro. I didn't like LA, bro. I did not like it, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I did not like it, bro. And the sad part about it is, bro, as much money as LA's making, this is in Denver, but bro, as much money as like LA is making, my guy, bro, they could literally get those people out of the streets and into somewhere where there's like, you know, where they can take care of the homeless, bro. People are making way too much money in LA. People have more zeros in their bank account than there's a population, bro. Can y'all let that sink in? Just like, let that sink in for a moment. Imagine you have more zeros in your bank account than populations, my guy. Zeros that you can't even think of, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people really don't care, my guy. Like, they really don't. It's kind of sad, but Like, you know, it's sad, bro. Like, people be like, especially in LA, my God. Like, you know how many people live there? There's millions of people, millions of dollars. Everybody's like, bro, if they lose 500,000 or $1 million, it wouldn't affect them at all. But they don't care. They don't even like acknowledge that the people there are like actually like down bad, bro. It's crazy, my God. Like, but.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, bro. Active, bro. Nice to meet you, active. What can you tell us about this area?
Shit, you know, shit, regular shit, fentanyl, gangbanging, politics, homeless, shit, you know, all of the above, bro.
Is this your area?
Yeah, it's the hood right here. Literally, the projects is up here, but this is where it gets popping at. So I was trying to bring you to this little spot, you know what I'm saying?
How much is homeless?
Why are you talking so fast? Right? Slow down, boy.
Shit, bro, like a motherfucker. It's been going up and up each and every single day. Ever since the down swellings and shit, the immigrants and shit pulled up, you know what I'm saying? They just been taking over this shit.
We keep this shit 1,000 over here, okay? That's all it's ever been.
That's what we're gonna put on a documentary. So we just gonna put this on a documentary. You know?
This should be real, nigga. As long as you hold it down, you keep it 1,000.
What was the point? It's not a funny matter, but why did he just like, bro? Why do people always like, bro? People literally be dry snitching on themselves, but gang. Why did you have to show that? We didn't even know that, gang.
Bragging. He talking about you some junk.
Have you noticed a lot of migrants coming to the area?
Every motherfucking day. They deep. They come in.
And that contributes to a lot of the homeless
right there. Yeah, they come in packs. Yeah, they come in packs.
We met with a collection of whistleblowers who wanted to speak on what was happening in Denver and to protect their identity and themselves from retribution. Many of them spoke anonymously.
They're allowed to drive without driver's licenses. They're driving around without insurance.
Are you allowed to do that as a Denver resident?
Not at all. No. With some of the migrants and homeless stuff, and I don't know the money that's coming in. I run a back there and I do the right thing and I have to work hard every day. I work almost 80 to 100 hours a week. So a lot of the times these homeless or migrants that are coming to Denver are actually getting money, federal assistance or state assistance from the government. So you could be a migrant and I could be the state or the city of Denver. You come and I said, well, here's $5,000. Thank you for coming here. The hospital's over here. The hotel is over here.
Te gusta el gobierno de Denver? Like, piensas que ellos son ayuda mucho? ¿Qué cosas?
Here's the thing. But here's like this. Here's such like the hard point about trying to get people out of homelessness. It's like, yeah, I can give you $5,000, right? But that doesn't mean anything because you don't even care about money anymore. Like, $5,000 isn't gonna do nothing for you. Your mindset is not even at the point to where it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this with the $5,000 that you give me. No, my mindset is I'm finna go blow it on blow. That's what's kind of like, you know, it's like it's really hard to kind of pimp, like it's really hard to talk about homelessness because well, trying to help homeless people because it's way deeper than just, giving them homes and giving them, a place to stay or like just giving them food and stuff or giving them money, because you have to go to the root, because you can give someone, like the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. I can give you $10,000, but what are you going to do with that money? Like, are you going to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can give you, $20, I can give you $10,000. I can give you, all this shit. But what is, like, is it going to help you, like, in the long run? Or are you just going to waste it all on just, getting high and stuff like that, because it's so, like, it just sucks when you actually, like, down at that part of your life, because nothing matters anymore. Like, money doesn't matter to you. Like, you're, like, eating, having a better, like, having a lifestyle, none of that matters to you anymore. It just sucks, bro. I don't know. I hate talking.
Sí ven del gobierno de Denver.
No, nosotros no, pero sí conocemos personas
que sí han recibido ayuda. Sí. Muchos paisanos de nosotros han recibido ayuda buena, como un techo, refugio, alimentación del gobierno de aquí.
¿El gobierno pega para tu casa?
No.
¿Para comida?
No, no tenemos mucho tiempo aquí.
¿Te gusta Estados Unidos?
Sí.
Now that you got a taste of what certain parts of Denver can feel like, homeless guys with guns, migrants, let's head to the Baker neighborhood, another area impacted, and talk to moms, business owners, and an old lady who was attacked twice in April alone.
I call this Jack because if you mess with me, I'm going to jack you up. This is a combination flashlight and stun gun.
Have you ever had to use it?
No, but I wish I had.
Yeah? Why is that?
I was attacked twice in April. I was sitting at a bus bench on Broadway. A man, 40, black, nicely dressed, zipped up on a scooter, laid it down, locked eyes with me, did not look away. He jumped up and sat against me. And then he put his arm around me and pulled me into him side to side and nuzzled in my neck, holding my arm so I couldn't use Jack. Thankfully, the Lord provided a bus right away, and I didn't care if it was going to Kansas. So I got on the bus and I got away.
A question this channel has pondered often is how do you handle the homeless crisis? One method, the one Denver is employing, is to flush the homeless community with resources like tents, clean needles, and free showers. And while that can certainly be looked at as a humanitarian act by supplying people with the basics to survive, for others it creates a neighborhood that is unsafe, dirty, and rife with the mentally ill. Furthermore, it creates a situation where the people that make good choices, the taxpayers, the families, the contributors, they end up footing the bill for a drug addict to smoke fentanyl on their dime. But what are the alternatives? Can you mandate the unhoused to stay in shelters and in essence create some sort of homeless prison? Should you make it illegal for someone to be homeless? Or should you sequester them to more remote areas away from city foot traffic? Is doing any of those things even ethical? And when you see people conversing with the sky or wanking themselves in a public library while shouting obscenities at somebody, it makes you consider if insane asylums are a good idea to bring back. Now, there are a lot of rabbit holes we can go down, but the summary of all this is, when dealing with a vulnerable population like the homeless, it's not an easy call to decide what to do about it. A lot of the times it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So how many weapons are you carrying on you right now?
I'm carrying 4. Well, this is Jack. I also have Dr. Pepper.
You don't got a Glock on you, do you?
No, I wish. And this is Mr. Tacky. If you attack me, I will cause perhaps tachycardia, breaks windows on cars, and anything else. And I have a small pair of scissors as well.
Describe the policies of the mayor and the city on homelessness and how it's impacting your life.
I'm not sure I can answer as far as policies and impacts. I know my neighborhood, and it's been impacted in ways that are inhuman.
Like, bro, this is crazy, gang. Crazy. But it's like, what can you do in, like, because there's nothing I can do, like, because I've always wanted to know this, bro. I've always wanted to know, how can you even help the homeless? Like how do you even do that? What can you even do to even help them out? Like, yeah, you can give them a nice home. Yeah, you can give them money. But that's not going to help anything, gang. Because they're so gone in the mind, it's like, I don't know, gang. I feel like homeless is a hard topic to talk on, bro.
For the unhoused and dangerous and inhumane for people in the neighborhood.
Because, like, bro, like, one thing about it is, like, you gotta be able to help yourself before you can help anybody else. Or, well, no, a person has to want to help themselves before they even You know, like I can tell you a million times to go to the gym, or you need to do this, or you need to stop smoking, or you need to, you know what I'm saying? But until I feel like I need to stop doing it, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna stop. But if I'm like don't want to stop, then I'm not gonna stop. If I can't, then I'm not gonna stop. Like, I don't know. It's a really hard topic to speak on, like homelessness. Cause even when I was in New York, bro, like mad homeless people. Like it was to the point to where like, you know, you see a homeless person, but then it's like, oh, they haven't really, you know, they kind of on that verge of like, oh, they're fine, but then you have homeless people that kind of like just lost their mind, you know, like they're out of it. Like, you know, they don't even really realize what life is anymore. They kind of not even there. They just kind of as a soul. You know, that's what I was seeing in New York, and I was like, damn, how do you even help that? Like, how do you even help people that don't even understand what is even going on right now? Like, how do you even help those people?
The mayor isn't able this to go on. He's living with his head in the sand. We have fentanyl here. We have a supply of drugs coming up from the border. We're getting free health care. Don't worry about if you overdose. The resources are here for the drugs and for the overdoses, for the people that really don't want help, which is a staggering amount. We see him having fun and going and eating these luxury meals, and we all know that his salary is about $400,000 a year, and most of us aren't even clearing $35,000 a year.
It's just a money pit for them. Like the hotels really are the biggest ones, and all the funding that are going towards them. I want to say a lot of people that run these organizations that the mayor is funding are friends of his, stuff like that. I know he's doing stuff on taxpayer dimes.
What would you have them do differently about the unhoused?
This place is enabling, and things need to be done differently, obviously.
Every morning when I drive in from work, I see a minimum of 3 drug users in the alleyway, either shooting up or smoking meth or actively doing a drug. You can always tell when the new drug hits the street because depending on what the drug is, they act differently. Like there was one month where they were really loving and sweet, and then there was the next month they're all bent over like this.
Trey.
And then you know, there was another one where they were just super aggressive, like super angry. I mean, we've had poop put on our building. We've had feces. People in America have just become too complacent. And I think we all need to stand up for what's right. And we need to start supporting people who actually produce and create America and make America what it is, which is people working and living and being participants in society. When we start giving more of our resources to people who are not participating in our society, that's really how societies evolve.
What do you think about an institution like
I absolutely think we need mental health institutions reopened. I mean,
we used to have them all over America.
And bad people got involved, and then people were abusing people, and I mean, I know why it got shut down, but it is time to reopen.
I heard the funding for public safety, 911, firemen, police, that got diverted towards homelessness. Is that the case around here?
Well, we ended up with about 40,000.
I didn't know mental health stuff got shut down. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I always wondered, I was like, bro, why don't, like, you know, why don't people go get, like, mental health, like, you know, but like, they don't have it no more, so that makes sense. Okay, this is crazy. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I used to always be like, you know, I used to feel bad for the migrants that used to come into the country, used to try to get into the country, I understand why now they're not allowed to, because this shit can get wicked. And it can get wild. I can see why when Donald Trump was in office, he didn't allow them to get into the country just yet, because he was stopping this shit from happening.
Venezuelans. I understand that a lot of that money did get diverted to house the Venezuelans that have come here.
The city of Denver spent over $70 million on migrants over the last several years. The budget for this largely comes to cuts to the city payroll, with over 160 positions remaining unfilled after they were cut. Moreover, the city's public safety funds have been slashed by nearly 10%. People argue that these cuts take away from the long-term residents while prioritizing newcomers, and this is one example why people are frustrated with the policies that Denver has enacted. Next, we meet Elijah. He overcame drug addiction and is going to share his story with us. Here's what we learned.
You know, I was addicted to drugs for a very long time.
What was your drug of choice?
Well, it started out with OxyContin, and then it moved up to heroin, and then eventually fentanyl. I am 32 now, so it started when I was 16, 17. Yeah, and it pretty much the whole time there was consistent. You know, using. I would have spurts of getting clean, but this is now the longest I've been clean and stayed clean.
Were you ever homeless?
Yes.
How long?
For a couple years.
How do you feel like the homelessness is being handled, the drug addiction is being handled in the city?
Okay, well, I think, you know, the whole, you know, they wanted to house 1,000, which is a good starting point. But, you know, I've been in some of those hotels and those houses, and they just pretty much treat it like they were out in the street, you know, trash, drug use, you know,
a
diseases.
pigsty.
Yeah, exactly. And, they don't really know how good they have it. I really just think somebody needs to show them. I don't know how though, but like the good parts of being sober, which is really hard. It's not going to be like you're sober, hey, you're going to do good, your mental health's going to be good, everything's going to be fine. It is hard. I saw drugs in the alley. This was a place for them to hang out, and I think it was something because it was known as like a safe use site, which I don't know if it's entirely true, but they would congregate here, you know, get high on the side here, when, you know, during business hours, but mostly after business hours.
Is there anything you think the city should be doing differently?
Something mental health treatment, you know, that's, I think, the big thing in all this.
What did it take for you to get sober?
Getting clean was, I had the support of my girlfriend. She was the first person I could talk to about it and didn't beat me about it, you know, and so support was a big thing. It's a hard thing, and, you know, it's like these people, they don't have anywhere to go. You know, it's like, the people want to kick them out, but it's like, where are they going to go? You're just moving to the next city, you know?
Yeah. You got a point though, man. You can't. You got a point though, man. I mean, you cannot, like, you can't kick them out of, you know what I'm saying, you can't kick them out on the street, because now they just gonna go somewhere else, you know. I don't know, bro. Like, oh my God, I think homeless, like, I think that's one of the hardest, like, being homeless is one of the hardest things to tackle, bro, because it's like, it's so many, like, it's so many. Like, it's not just a couple, it's so many of them, and you can't even, like, I don't know. I'm lost for words. I've never been, I mean, I've been lost for words, but it's hard for me to, like, kind of, I just gotta watch this video, really. Like, I can't really, I don't know.
So how long have you been on the street?
Probably like a year.
Okay. And tell me about what you were paying in rent before this all went down.
Like $17.50 or something like that, probably.
That's a lot of
rent.
rent.
For a one-bedroom apartment we split. Yeah.
That's
in Loveland too.
Okay. What happened that you couldn't pay your rent anymore?
It got too expensive, you know what I'm saying? Got old paying that much money, you know what I'm saying? So.
Tell me about how fentanyl has hit the city of Denver.
Oh, like a big way. You know, you don't do that drug. That drug does you for sure.
Tell me about the homeless hotels. One, I guess, have you checked that out? Have you considered going?
I don't want to go to that kind of stuff. There's a lot to do with like people saying like concentration camps and stuff is like conspiracy theory thing. But a lot of it is like they do these tiny home communities where like they shoo people away into corners prison, you're required to have an ID to get into them. Like, they can't have any guests. A lot of these people will seclude themselves away and like not have any friends, not have any guests over, and just kind of follow the rules just because it's hard out here on the streets and they don't want to be homeless anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Some people say that the nonprofits and the mayor, that there's people in power kind of getting rich off the homeless situation.
Yes, there definitely are. I
You think
guarantee
so?
there are. Yes, look at all the different resources you have with like the NCAP and like just the harm reduction businesses you see shooting up everywhere.
Should the city be giving out needles, pipes, tinfoil?
They're skipping the harm reduction part of it and just kind of just hooking everybody up with goodie bags. You know what I'm saying?
Dawn is a Baker resident that's passionate about making her city a better place. She met up with us to discuss the difficulties of raising a kid in an area that...
No, 100% though, bro. I know for damn sure. People that are in power, bro, I know damn sure they're making, like, they're not gonna, like, one thing about it, bro, and this is, like, such a, like, it's such a sad truth but it's, like, it's so real, bro. People feed off of, like, people doing bad. Like, if that makes sense, bro. Like the people that are, like, are higher in power have, like, already made up their are making, like, probably millions off of people being homeless and stuff like that, bro. So for people saying, oh, it needs to be fixed and stuff like that, bro, they be losing way too much money if they actually, like, tried to help. And they don't like that. One thing about America, this is a selfish country. No offense, but it's a selfish country. You know, like, if there is a way that we can make money, we're gonna do it. And we don't really, and the sad part about it is they don't really care how it is being, how they can do it. They're gonna be selfish. If a million people got to be homeless for us to make millions of dollars, we're gonna do it because it's not affecting us. If it's not affecting them, then they're not gonna do anything to try to fix it. It's not affecting them. It's making them millions of dollars, so they're not gonna help it. I remember I seen this one article in LA. It was like, LA gets so much amount of money for the homeless, and it doesn't get put to use at all for the homeless down there. Where the hell do you think that money's going? You know what I'm saying? It's just like little stuff like that like kind of has you wondering. But I mean, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, bro, because literally, like, you know, it's like, this is a hard topic to talk about. You can tell because I'm lost for words. Like, I'm struggling with this one because I know how I don't know how it feels, but I just, like, I feel for people that are homeless, and, like, I wish people, like, actually cared more about that situation, you know, because seeing people actually, like, seeing a person that you used to could talk to, and then, like, well, seeing a person that used to be human, and then they're not even responsive anymore. They're just, like, you know, lost and, like, just literally lost in their own mind is the most saddest thing ever. Like, losing your mind. I think that's the most saddest thing that can happen, and people don't care because it's not affecting them. It's making them millions of dollars. I don't know why, but I just feel like the main reason why their mental health were, like, actually, they were kind of a little, probably doing some crazy stuff, like, probably too far with their antics. But everything that kind of helps society, they kind of try to get rid of it. But the stuff that's, like, kind of helping, well, they kind of worsen society, like, smoking is terrible for you. still in our society. It's not going away. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that could kill the society, it stays. Because it's making them millions. I don't know why that is. I don't know how it does, but it just does. Anything that like it's bad for the society is good for the people that are up in power, and it's making them millions, and that's why they don't help at all, because they're not stopping money.
Plagued by fentanyl and homelessness.
In 2018, there was a 25-year-old person walking home from the bar at 9 o'clock at night who was shot in front of my carriage house.
Oh.
That was the first initial call to action from the community, where myself and my Black members, got neighborhood watch going. My kids, they go to the Denver Center for International Studies 2 blocks into the community here. One of my daughter's 5th grade friends died of an overdose.
5th grade?
Well, he was actually 13. It was her brother, her friend's brother.
Okay.
But I knew him. He was a child I knew. I'm known as a disadvantaged youth advocate. I was on the board of the Denver Children's Home for several years, and I've lived in Denver, in this community, in the Baker community, for 23 years. But the city densely populating all of these social services and the transitional housing and the low barrier housing and everything in our community, it is severely impacting public health and safety. We've been trying to get our voices heard, and no one's listening. The media's blocked us, pretty much all of the media, with the exception of Fox News, which nobody listens to Fox News in a Democratic state. The public sentiment's shifting nationally right now, and we can see that happening, and it's specifically related to what they're doing to communities like mine. I stopped bringing my own son here. My son's 11, my daughter's 14 now, years ago. I didn't feel it was a safe environment. It was pretty dirty. And now it's just gotten much worse. And I personally have taken on the Denver Public Library Commission. I've been coming to the Denver Public Library to present to them. We have had 5 open distribution of illicit drugs arrests just here since February 2nd. The vast majority of crime is happening within 1,000 feet of this public library between the hours of 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. And you'll see the kids 5 blocks this way is a middle high school. They walk home past this environment every day. I have video of children walking past people injecting fentanyl.
Oh, wow.
They'll just, and it's just all day, all night. People using drugs, people hanging out here. The library refuses to shut off 24/7 Wi-Fi. The business owners and the residents.
That lady's pretending to stab someone.
The Denver Housing Initiative,
wow.
also known as All In Mile High, has allowed the homeless to set up camps in places like the Baker neighborhood. A key question is whether these decision makers live in the areas impacted by homelessness. City insiders revealed that supposedly only one decision maker, Councilwoman Diana Romero Campbell, resides in an affected neighborhood. So honestly, kudos to her for standing on business. However, it's been alleged that many of the other senior leaders live miles away from the homeless hotspots, and some of them even live in the suburbs up to 45 minutes outside of Denver. It's frustrating when the people making the rules don't face their consequences. And while I'm actually sure that All in Mile High probably has good intentions, ideological capture causes concern when upstanding citizens are the ones afraid to speak out. Many Denver residents, including social workers, police, and firemen, feared retribution for speaking to me, often only agreeing to do anonymous interviews or canceling the interview altogether. And let's be real, folks. If you're with your child in your own neighborhood where you pay taxes and your child has to encounter a disturbing situation where, I don't know, a naked homeless guy is groping himself and smoking fentanyl, isn't it crazy that speaking out about that might lead to an online mob assembling to dox you, get you fired, and even send you death threats? These are real things that Denver citizens have to contend with.
That is crazy.
$5. That's enough to make a difference in this election.
That is crazy, gang. That was wow.
Right now, we're on the phone with Do Better Denver. She runs an Instagram page in Denver where her audience sends her clips of crazy things that are happening in the city. She posts them, and just for doing that, she has received death threats, threatened to be doxxed, and she is afraid for her safety, which is why we have to alter her voice. She believes she has inside information that would lead people to believe that there is some sort of financial conflict of interest going on with this hotel, the mayor, his friends, and nonprofits in the area. Whether that is true remains to be seen. We have to disguise your voice. Tell the people why you want your voice disguised and what you've encountered in running your page.
I'm just trying to showcase the condition that our city has been left in by these policies, and to receive threats from people for, exposing these policies is just like insane to me.
What kind of threats have people made towards you?
A lot of violent threats, right? If I see you filming, you'll catch hands, or you'll get tapped, or, a lot of threats like that. Well, and, that's also scary too, because there's a lot of people in Denver right now that are also filming, so, what does that mean for the average citizen?
Do Better Denver sent us some documents, and here are the takeaways she wanted us to look at. First, Mayor Mike Johnson previously worked at a place called Gary Community Ventures, GVC, and this place combines policy, business, and philanthropy to impact the Denver community. From GVC, millions of dollars have flowed into Denver elections. In 2021, Johnson was president and CEO at GVC, and on the books, he earned nearly $240,000, and he worked 20 hours a week. During his tenure, GVC was the largest financial backer against a movement to ban group living. They won that fight, and one of the results is the law continues to allow the homeless to live together in hotels. Johnson then resigned GVC when he made his run for mayor. Folks, here's where it gets interesting. Now, the paper trail is murky, but a group called ULC is involved in the purchase of a couple hotels in the city. Possibly more, but it's a mountain of paperwork hidden behind LLC, so it's hard to say. But the two we do know about, the DoubleTree and the Embassy Suites, are being used to house the homeless on taxpayer dime. Something enabled by the group living amendment Mike and GCV fought very hard to keep. Now here's the kicker. According to Do Better Denver, Gary Community Ventures has financial ties with ULC, meaning that one could argue that the mayor, GCV, and ULC could have some potentially questionable motives. We're just outside of 4040 in Quebec, or we're at that hotel that you sent out the articles about. So we're trying to figure out what our approach should be when we speak about this hotel. You sent me a few articles. What is worth investigating further?
Well, definitely the security piece of it, right? I guess you could see people together. They have a bunch of side doors for that hotel that, the security company, I guess, just pops open, and people just can go inside. It's probably pretty dangerous in there. I would be careful.
Yeah, I'm imagining a lot of angry homeless guys with makeshift guns. Yeah.
Well, and, guns. So, homeless guys with guns? Well, yeah. So, there was the double homicide in there, and there was a shooting inside that hotel 2 weeks after that.
People also say that he's connected to the real estate deals that involve the homeless hotels. That the hotels have been sold for way over asking price, and that he was a partner of some sort that may have benefited from that. Is that something that you've heard anything else?
So what I've heard is from...
This is all allegedly, by the way.
Allegedly, I heard from the owners of the Best Western and Comfort Inn that Comfort Inn is actually owned, so is the Best Western, and we're actually renting out, they're renting it out to the city for post at the mayor's office.
Can you tell me about the connection between the mayor of Denver and this hotel?
This one's a little tricky. So, the DoubleTree Hotel, which we call the DoubleTree, is owned by an entity called 4040 Quebec LLC. ULC, Urban Land Conservancy, which is, funded by Community Investments. I think ULC loaned money to fund the purchase of the DoubleTree Hotel, which would sounds to me like a conflict of interest, right?
If you could say a message directly to Mayor Johnson, what would you say?
I would say that perhaps he needs to start listening to the people of Denver, and maybe he should listen to my account and not dismiss it because he considers me anonymous.
Let's say other Denver residents are listening to this and they are fired up too. What can they do to join the fight?
I think they just need to continue to write their city council members, write emails to the mayor. I do calls to action. We just need to continue telling our city officials that this is not something that we're going to tolerate.
Well, we'll be in touch, and I hope you have a great day, okay?
Perfect, thank you, you too.
Yeah, bye-bye. Insane that someone has to be in fear of their life or getting doxxed to be like, yeah, guy's doing fentanyl in front of children at school. is a problem to me. Of course, if you want to understand how drugs are hitting the street, you gotta talk to people at a trap house. Here's what these fellas had to say about the business.
So folks, we're with two businessmen that run a trap house. First question is, how has Fetty changed the game?
Shit, that shit changed. That shit crazy like a motherfucker. Bro, that shit hit the States for me like years ago, like 5 years ago and shit, you feel me?
From what I can understand, like before it was like crack, meth, and heroin were some of the top things to sell.
Yeah, it feels like fentanyl replaced that. I mean, a lot of people
Talk to, have you guys seen that too?
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. For me, for sure.
What's the difference between the pills and the powder?
Shit, the pill don't fucking kill you in like half a second. Shit, the powder, you have money. You can do a powder for 20 years, you know what I'm saying? And come back. And niggas do fentanyl for a week and then you're done.
Is it true you can touch fentanyl and die?
Yeah, hell yeah. You get the shit in your pores, you can inhale it.
What the fuck?
Put a bag in the dust, like, get in your face, so that shit can make you, have a little OD and shit.
How do you make sure you're safe with it?
Shit, gloves, you know what I'm saying? What we need to put little masks, just like that powder, you know what I'm saying?
Tell me about the money behind it. What can you buy it for and what can you sell it for?
It used to go 30 for 30. You know what I'm saying? Like fentanyl 30. Back in the day, it used to go $30 for a pill, you know what I'm saying? And then that shit started going cheaper and cheaper, so it's coming in faster. Those go $5, $2.50 to 50 cents, you know what I'm saying?
50 cents a pill. Is a pill like...
It's not like that now, though, but that should be, it's like, to me, it's like the stock market, shit goes up and down.
So you'd rather wholesale it to smaller dealers than be the guy that's going down the street?
Shit, type shit, yeah.
When I was a kid, my brother sold weed. It would make me nervous driving around. Like my stomach would hurt. I was always like, oh, I'm looking out for cops. Do you ever get nervous doing this job?
It's just a risk, bro, shit, man, but shit, everyone does that shit, bro, but it's always a risk, man. If you want risk, go to jail, then shit, risk, go to jail. Like, you're going.
If you're actually going at it for a whole day, like what's a realistic amount of money to make?
Shit, up to a couple grams a day.
Do you guys have to interact with people from the cartel to do this shit? I see, so if you look at the drug overdoses, fentanyl is by far number one.
It's not even
close. How do you feel about that?
Shit, I don't even know that shit crazy. I'm dying out that shit looking complicated.
I've heard that the Denver PD is really, really underfunded and understaffed right now. Do you feel like that makes it easier to do business?
I mean, I feel like that just happened because I just heard that they really recently just they pulled you over for broken taillights and expired tags and little lot of shit no more.
That actually helps you because it improves your chances of getting
caught with little shit, extra. But we always make sure we run a smooth lane on that nigga.
Oh yeah, so like how long do you guys see yourself being in the game for?
Shit, not that long. I'm trying to get the fuck out of shit and use this shit to build something better.
How do you guys feel about like your impact on the world? Would you look at yourself as like the good end, evil end, or somewhere in between?
Shit, we know the best people, you know what I'm saying? We have respect and shit, we know we going out of, for me, like some weird ass shit. Like, we got morals and shit too, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't know. I don't think we leave that up to God whenever I see that nigga, so.
Does your mom know what you do?
Shit, my mom be on that shit. Yeah, so. I've been doing that since I was, shit, 12 years old, you know what I'm saying? Shit, nothing new to me.
Where'd you guys grow up like? What did your childhood look like?
Shit, I had a good little family till I was like 5. Both my parents in the crib, big house, you know what I'm saying? Boom, they broke up due to their problems, whatever. So I got dropped off the project, all my granny. I was like 6, 7, you know what I'm saying? And that's when everything started from there.
Is it hard to get a girlfriend with this job?
Shit, some love it. Some this shit. Some be like, nah, nigga, stay away. But some be like, nah.
I appreciate you inviting us.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Any final thoughts you have for the people?
Shit, nah, just keep doing what you gotta do. Just out the way. Don't you know what I'm saying? Watch your back. You're free to game.
Folks, we end the episode on a good note. We go back to visit our friend Dawn, who we spoke to earlier. And she's not just someone who talks. She does good through her actions. Here are a few people...
I ain't gonna lie, I did know about fentanyl, but I didn't know it was that deadly, though. Like... Well, I didn't actually know that it was actually, like, the main... Well, I didn't really know. To be honest, I didn't even know Denver was actually homeless like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought it was only... I ain't gonna lie, I thought the worst places that have homeless, probably LA and New York. I did not know Denver was bad. I did not know fentanyl was bad. So that was kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad that I actually watched this because I did not know fentanyl. I didn't even know if you touch fentanyl, you could die. Just like off about a little crumble. Fuck is that? Fuck it. Hold on. Yo. Did I get him? I don't think I did. Fuck. Damn, I missed him. I didn't get them. Ain't that something? Alright, now I got it. Alright, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, what I was saying? Oh, yeah. I didn't even know fentanyl was that freaking dangerous, bro. It's crazy.
These help get back on their feet and win the fight against homelessness.
Tommy, I'm here with. I'm Richard Garcia. Hello, Richard Garcia. Tell me about yourself. Humble, Christian, love people, help people. And it's like I've been out here for a long time. How long you think? I want to say 15 years. What led to that? A fire. I call it the fire. So for me, that's what it was. Other than that, here I am, striving and moving on. Is that what you're waiting for next, is a voucher from the city? Oh, no. I'm already in. So how is it being in your new pad? It's surreal, because now it's like I could say I'm going home. And actually mean I'm going home. John, can you come here for a second? What was the process of helping Richard with housing? How did you manage to pull this off?
Well, it was Rico first.
I will say this, though. Here's the thing. One thing about the homeless and, like, all of this, like, all the stuff, it's like, bro, I remember, like, me being in New York and, like, I ain't saying a nigga scared or nothing, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, I might do a little jog, you know what I'm saying, I might hit a little jog on their head, you feel me? Like, they just don't look human. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't say I'm scared, but, like, I hit a little jog for their ass though, like if I see one, you feel me? Just because like they not in their right mind and I don't really know, I can't really determine what they gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what that nigga's going through, so I can't just be, you know, just vibing and just chilling. It's kind of sad, but it's just like, you know, I don't really know what that brother going through, so I can't even, you know, like in New York, I was on, like bro, I hated being in New York because I was just on 10 the whole entire time. I was on 10, bro. Like, I've never, like, my guard was never up, like, so much, bro, because it was just, like, bro, like, it was just unsanitary. Like, it was, like, just people, like, just, I just felt like my whole guard needed to be up the whole entire time I was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to help, but at the same time, you kind of, like, scared because you, like, dang, like, you know? I mean, I'm not gonna pull out. I mean, I'm not finna pull out no money in front of no homeless person anyway. But I'm just saying though, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, you wanna, like, in your heart, in your heart of hearts, you wanna help. But he's like, dang, like, what's gonna happen though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do this for you. You could turn your, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know me, I don't know you. You could do me in and out, wouldn't know a damn thing. Like, you feel me? So. It's just it's a hard task to try to tackle trying to stop homeless, but I'm not gonna lie. If you had that, if I had to say, are they gonna stop? Will homeless actually ever stop? I'm gonna say no. I hope that I'm wrong on that, but simple fact being that you cannot no, it's a simple fact being that something bad is doing good for somebody else, if that makes sense. Like, the people that are in higher power, they're benefiting off people being homeless and people not doing so good and people, you know what I'm saying, offing themselves. Like, they're benefiting off of that. Drugs being brought in, they're benefiting off of that. They don't want to say that, but they are. They're benefited off of it. Anything bad that's happening in America, people that are in higher power are benefiting off of that, because I'm telling you right now, nigga, if they wanted to, they could fucking stop it. If they're going to, not a chance in hell, because one thing about it, you're not finna stop people that are making money, and if it's making them hella money, they're gonna do it, bro. Did you know that kidnapping is a $1 billion industry? That's not talked about though, but it's making billions of dollars, and people don't even know that. The kidnapping industry is making billions of dollars. People don't even know that though. And it's not stopping anytime soon, because who's gonna stop a business that's making billions of dollars? You're not finna stop. There's no shot. Even if someone wanted to, it's not possible, because people in higher power allows it to. Like, they're allowing people to get kidnapped. Like, they can stop it if they wanted to, but they're not, because it's $1 billion industry. They're not gonna stop something that's making them money. Homeless people. People being homeless, people, like, doing bad, people offering themselves. People are generating money off of that. I don't know how they are, but it just makes sense. People that are, like, living, like, you know what I'm saying? People that are just doing bad, like, they're benefiting off. I don't know how they is, but it just makes sense that that somebody is benefiting off of that, because it's not stopped yet, and it's literally got worse. It hasn't even like got better even in the slightest. It's just increased it. So there's no way someone is not benefiting off of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody is benefiting off of it, and that's why it just keeps getting worse, and it just keeps happening, bro. Somebody is applying them drugs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna stop something that is making them millions of dollars or billions of dollars. Like, it's just the world we live in.
He's good friends with Rico, who I've known for 23 years. Saw Rico sleeping on the ground, really bad back, just like Richard. They're both, retired. I just didn't want him to be sleeping in our community park, and I said, how can I help you? So I went to the city and hooked him up with some housing folks from the city.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if this is a real person or not. I have no idea. Whoever in this mug, you know what I'm saying, watching the screen, bro, what's good with you, you know what I'm saying? How your day doing, you feel what I'm saying? I don't even know if you're a real person or not. Probably not. Probably a Twitch. Probably somebody from Twitch probably watching this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're a real viewer or not, but how you doing, my boy? Hope you're doing good, you know what I'm saying? Hope you're enjoying the stream. If you have anything you want me to react to, bro, let me know, you feel what I'm saying? With that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, enjoy the screen, you feel me? Yeah!
On a safety committee, and we knew how to get them connected with resources. We asked the resources to come to the park and meet with them.
I feel like if I needed to park the Red Sea, you'd probably be one of the first guys on the list I'd look towards for help.
I appreciate that. Thank you, my brother.
Have a good day, man.
You too.
I do want to, yes, can I hug?
And this is Susie. Hi.
You've been facing some trials and tribulations.
Yes,
lately.
I have.
Can you tell the people about that?
On July 4th, 2020, I was standing over by the bus stop, and it was July 4th, and there were firecrackers going off, and a dog ran out into the middle of the street.
Bro, you know how crazy it is for a homeless person to have a gun, bro? Like, come on, gang. Who's giving a homeless person a gun, bro? That's crazy, gang. Knives, like, come on, gang. That's insane, my guy. Not only can bro, are you serious? You gonna give someone that is not right in it's kind of messed up, but it's just,
So I put my hand
You know what I'm
out
saying,
and
Chet?
handed the dog back to the owner. She got the dog safely, and with that, a woman was sitting here, and I was on my way up to the building, and she ran at me and caught me at the security camera and tried to strangle me.
Oh.
Some sort of drug-induced.
She was definitely under the influence.
So you were attacked from your own home?
Yes. The result of all this is PTSD. So now I'm a nervous wreck. That's just a snapshot of what goes on in this building. My escape is that park. That's where I make friends. That's where I get a sense of belonging and community.
Is it possible for you to move?
It's difficult, that I can afford.
So her community is here. We're all here helping her, when she's not feeling well, we come together and try to help her walk her dog or whatever. She needs her friends.
And they've done that. They've brought me food. They've walked my dog, Luna. Dawn walked my dog, Luna, several times when I can. That's my community.
All right, folks, this was an inside look at the business of a trap house, impact of homelessness and fentanyl in a city. This was a close look at our public servants to make sure that they're doing the right thing. You guys let me know in the comments if you think this mayor is a good guy or if there's something fishy going on. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode. We'll see you next week. Peace.
No, definitely not something fishy going on, gang. The mayor is definitely, I don't know. But hey, like I said though, man, I feel like this what it is, right? This what it is. If a city is like has so many homeless people, like somebody has to give you money in order to take care of them. But probably like a little bit of that money is going to, homeless, and the rest of it is going to, them. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about like, oh, if I got almost over 100,000 homeless people, somebody's gonna give me money to take care of them. I'ma probably give them only 5% of that, and then I'm gonna keep the rest for myself. That's a lot of money, gang. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But that's, hey, only time will tell when we'll actually know the real truth about what's really going on. Or